If you want some FIFA 23 coins, please check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap and reliable, and if you use code Rema you can get yourself a 5% discount. What's up everyone, my name's Ash and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. In today's video guys, we're going to be talking about passing in FIFA 23 and why I think this is the area that needs the most improvement in the game. Just before we get started though guys, I'd very much appreciate it if you could drop this video a thumbs up as that helps me out massively, and also sub to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos like this one. With all that aside guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so my first problem is that over the top through balls are just way better than any other method of passing, even though they just shouldn't be. Now I want us to be very clear on this topic because I'm not against over the top through balls. I've never had a problem with them, but it's the way they're used and how effective they are. The problem with over the top through balls is that they are just way too consistent compared to normal ground passes. And not to mention, because they are this strong, they cut out all essence of build-up in FIFA 23. Why would you link up a few passes together if you can literally just lump it over the top of every defender perfectly every single time? There's no point. You can just do that and you're in. Now don't get me wrong, obviously over the top through balls should be a viable option, but the speed and the accuracy in which they are done every single time, regardless of the player position, regardless of the angle, is just too good, man. And another thing about them is if you do like a first time over the top through ball, they're usually very good, whereas if you try and do a first time ground pass, which should be way easier, they always come off wrong. It doesn't take a genius to tell you why a first time short ground pass should be much easier to do than a first time weighted over the top through ball over a long distance. So yeah, I don't mind over the top through balls being good, but they shouldn't be the best way to pass in FIFA 23. That's just wrong. When you have a mechanic that's this strong, it eliminates all essence of build up in the game. Why would you string passes together when you can just hit an over the top through ball that is done a lot quicker and it's always more effective? Like it doesn't make much sense, and that kills the game for me a little bit. So although I think they should be a viable option, I don't think they should be the best option, if you get what I'm saying, or at least not all the time. The way in which they work should be that you use them in a position that makes sense, not when your player is off balance hitting a first time cross and they're not even looking at the player they're trying to play the ball into. Now for my next point, I'm expecting a little bit of hate in the comments, but I'm just asking you to let me explain my problem. The next problem I have with passing is driven passing. And this is something very much like over the top through balls. I like them being in the game, but they are just too good. I'm sorry, they really are. Now I like driven passing as a mechanic, but again, they eliminate every bit of build up in the game. It literally cuts out all those extra passes that you should make to break down your opponent, and instead you're just firing missiles through the entire midfield. If some of you are wondering why the 4-2-2 is the most popular formation in the game, well, let me explain it to you. The 4-2-2, you can essentially just have 4 people hanging in your opponent's half all the time, and then you have all your defensive players back. When you win the ball, you'll just ping the ball from your defense right up to your cams or to your striker with a driven pass, and then from there, it's an over-the-top through ball to the goal. My problem is that the driven passes make the game brainless a lot of the time. People just get the ball, they'll see their striker, and they're like, oh, driven pass to the striker, completely ignoring every other player in the pitch, everyone else that they should probably have to take on in order to get the ball into that position. When it comes to driven passes, either the speed or the accuracy has to be nerfed a little bit. One of the two, or maybe both, because, you know, in combination, they're just too good at the moment. Now, I know I'm going to probably get someone in the comments, which is fine, saying it's the only way to break down defensive AI, because obviously it's very strong in FIFA 23, and I get that, but what you've got to remember is just because something's garbage, it doesn't mean you should resolve it with even more garbage. Do you get what I mean? For example, a better way of combating this defensive AI would be improving the offensive AI, so there are more short passing options, so you don't feel like you have to just ping the ball through the middle every time. You have to balance the game out. When you remove something like the driven pass or the over-the-top through ball, you know, when it's that good, for example, you have to replace it with something else. Otherwise, you create a massive imbalance in the game. Right now, I think driven passing and over-the-top through balls are like a band-aid over the main issue, which is the defensive AI. There's one more issue regarding passing that I want to talk about, and it's something that some people will understand and it's something that others might not have noticed, but it is passing assistance in the game, and it's not to do with, for example, the direction and the power on the pass. It's to do with the game literally correcting the pass. Okay, so I want you guys to look at this and see the problem. So my opponent wants to play the pass to the right side, but I am covering that look. As you can see, I run across with the error. So what the game does is it puts it the other side and the player still gets the ball. What can you do against that? If you are marking, if you are intercepting a passing lane, if you are reading your opponent, why should the game correct that? I hate that so much, and it's been in the game for the past few years, and this is by far the biggest problem with passing. I absolutely despise it. If I win the ball there, I'm in on goal. Look, I have a perfect attacking opportunity, but no, the game corrects a pass so my opponent can continue his attack, and I've been punished for manually defending that passing lane. If I let the AI do that, that gets intercepted. I almost guarantee it, okay? But yeah, they are the main issues I have with passing. They're the top 3 things that came to my mind regarding it. There might be more that I can think of, but yeah, they're not right at the top of my head. So if you guys have any more issues with passing that I might have missed, please comment it down below, and yeah, I'll respond to you to see if I agree or not. Now, I don't want you guys to have taken this as a hate video, because it wasn't that. The video I made on Foot Champions where I was on about the rat I was playing against, that was more of a ranty video. This is just some constructive criticism about the game. These are the things I have an issue with in FIFA 23. Some people might like the things I've complained about. That's completely fine. But in my opinion, these are the 3 things in passing that need to be changed, because I genuinely think it completely ruins the game. But yeah, that's everything for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Don't forget to like the video if you've enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.